Hello everyone, welcome to the Joking Dolphin Gaming Podcast. I'm Mark, as always, enjoying the Matthew.
Hello.
And Nathan.
Hey up.
How are we doing?
Good. Can you
All
complain at all as normal?
Did it sound like that before we started recording?
Yeah, but that's when we weren't recording. Now I've got game face on.
Oh, I see.
Oh, okay. He's ready now.
Yeah,
The adrenaline is pumping. It'll keep you going.
that's it.
Something's pumping.
Excuse me.
Let's move swiftly on, shall we? Okay, so there was big news this week. Xbox, they had an official podcast, which was kind of, well, forced upon them to make, based on leakages and rumours that were flying around last week, which we spoke about.
Mm-hmm.
So they had their podcast to try and clear the air, basically, really, didn't they? So I had Phil Spencer, of course, Matt Booty, and Sarah Bond, wasn't it?
Yeah.
Who were kind of Xbox in various capacities. So they went over a few things. They started talking about exclusivity first, didn't they? So there was all these rumours flying around about all this and that, and everything under the sun is coming to multi-platforms. But Phil came out and he said that only 4 games are planned to be coming multi-platform.
Mm.
Specifically, he said they're all over a year old on Xbox and PC.
Mm-hmm.
A couple of them are community-driven games, and the other 2 are smaller games, so to speak. But he refused to name them in typical mysterious fashion.
It's holding out on us.
Yeah. But people have kind of been reading between the lines to think what these could be. So correct me if you think I'm wrong here, or you think there might be something else. But it's believed they may be Sea of Thieves, Grounded, Hi-Fi Rush, and Pentiment. They're the thoughts I think are flying around mostly. Unless anybody has any other ideas.
Well, you mentioned if they're over a year old. I believe 2 of those games are not quite a year old yet, are they not?
Are they not?
Well, Pentiment, I believe, came out kind of last year, around in the middle of the year, I think.
But maybe by the time they come out, you might be able to.
Well, true. He has not specified when these games are going to be moving.
But if you don't think it is, have you got any other ideas? What they could be?
Ooh. Can't be too sure, really. Just trying to think of a smaller... Was Psychonauts 2 exclusive?
I want to say yes.
Could be a good shout.
But there's one other thing, is that he was asked specifically, does it include Starfield or Indiana Jones? And he said no. Sadly.
Yeah.
I'm sorry to my brother.
You got his hopes,
everybody else. No, I told him not to get his hopes up to begin with. No.
Fair.
To be honest, I should have just never mentioned it to begin with.
Yeah, just keep it on down low.
Yeah. So,
I'm thinking, like, if it's fairly recent games, probably not, but maybe Gears of War 4 to get people into that franchise. Because they did go on to talk about, basically, one of the reasons for putting these games onto other platforms is to be like a gateway to get people into Xbox. So I'm thinking, like, maybe chuck one of the old Halos on or Gears of War to wow people so they play it and then buy an Xbox.
Yeah.
No, I can't see it.
It's not happening.
Well, when it happens,
The thing is, it looks like they're not. It's not the big hitters that they're putting on multi-platform, is it? I think it's just things they think could get a bigger audience.
You've got to think, yeah, definitely. If Sea of Thieves is there, 100%.
I mean, I'd play Sea of Thieves. It's just I don't have Xbox Live, whatever it's called now. So of course I'm not going to play it. But that comes, and after the thing that's just come out, so there's something got to be better than that. Maybe it's a good time for them to release it, to be honest. But that's another story. But else, they also spoke about first-party games, and they said they were going to stick to their core beliefs. They said all of their games will be on the Xbox platform. All of the games will go on Game Pass day one, and Game Pass will only be available on Xbox. So none of this diverting, becoming software on other platforms.
I mean, it makes sense. I think it would complicate it having like a Game Pass Lite on other platforms. So.
Yeah, they also announced that Diablo 4 is going to be coming to Game Pass the 28th of March. So
yeah, and other Activision Blizzard games are going to be followed, I imagine.
Mm-hmm. But they did this is a little bit that I tweezed out. They actually gave us the number of Game Pass subscriptions that they had. I don't know if we've heard about that before. 34 million.
34, yeah.
So quite a few. I was saying that they're paying the maximum at £10 a month each. I should have really calculated this earlier, but 12 times.
Oh, it's just like when you're doing a school exam.
Yeah.
Working out.
Oh, I always hated that because I always used to do maths in my head.
Oh, I got to write it down.
You mean the answers were written inside your pencil case? That's what you mean.
No. I had contact lenses. I didn't, but on some exams. Actually, no, I'm going to go off on a tangent. I'm not talking about exams. If everyone's paying like £10 a month, it'd be 4 billion that I'd make them. So you got to think it's at least maybe $1 billion, because with all the different pricing models around the world and stuff, it's not bad annually. Actually, saying that, it'd take them 68 years to pay for Activision Blizzard, wouldn't it?
Well, you got to start somewhere, aren't you?
True.
Well,
true.
that's where all the software stuff comes in. Call of Duty, all the bundles and that, microtransactions.
Yeah.
So they make the money back.
Well, but talking about that, I didn't realise kind of how big Xbox's first party publishers were in terms of the whole entire gaming space, because they went on to talk about that, didn't they? Like the different kind of the PC side, cloud, and then Xbox, and then also the mobile side, because they've got games like Candy Crush and that.
Yeah, well, they do have the King developers now, don't they? So they've been raking in that money. That's still like a cash cow for them. But I think Xbox is always has been like building up their like first party developers over like the last few years. It's just the rate in which those games are actually coming out it's always been an issue. So hopefully, maybe in the next generation it'll be where we sort of start seeing a bit more of a steady flow of first party titles.
Believe it when I see it. But they said they were going to continue with hardware, so they're not disappearing on that. And they said I can't remember exactly what he said, but it's the words of the fact that it's going to be the greatest multi-generational leap technology or something like that. I can't remember the exact words.
Bold statement.
It is, isn't it?
Considering that I feel like this current generation's leap hasn't actually been that big graphically.
Well, I think because we had the Pro consoles and Xbox One X, it doesn't seem to be that much of a jump from there. Because we're still struggling to get 4K games at 60 FPS most of the time. So
I think the only way it can leap now is if it's photorealistic, everything. I mean, gaming graphics aren't that good now. I mean, you see what the new Unreal can do. Some of that's pretty close.
Yeah, really impressive.
It's getting close. It's getting there.
But yeah, if they could utilise that at 120 Hz, 8K, that'd be decent. But again, it depends what they do with it and what kind of graphics the game decides to use.
Also, as I said before, gameplay trumps graphics. You need to improve on that first. But they also said they want to build on cross-play and cross-save.
Yeah, because they've not got that in place for a few of the games, have they? So, gonna have to sort that out.
Well, no, I'd say a majority of them, if they're Xbox and PC, are cross-play. I think it's just obviously if it's
Between like Switch and
PlayStation, yeah.
PlayStation.
Well, then that's down to sort of those two as well, sort of come to the table and also help out on that. It's not just Xbox that can do that.
I'll be honest, I'm surprised Phil name dropped both PlayStation and Switch. Because nobody just says like other platforms. They just never mentions them. And they started off saying that, and then later on he actually name dropped them.
I think he's always had a lot of respect for the other platforms, hasn't he? He's a gamer at heart, isn't he?
He's got a PS5, hasn't he? He's probably got a Switch as
Oh,
well,
obviously.
I imagine.
Well, did he say he liked God of War or something?
Oh yeah, it was one of the games he was most looking forward to. Yeah.
Yeah.
That year. Yeah.
Imagine he's got a Series X in corn just gathering dust.
Can you imagine?
He's a realist. He knows there's nothing on there at the moment.
He's had some choice words to say about Helldivers too, though. Not being Xbox.
Yeah, he seemed a bit upset about that one.
Hey, at least they've got Pal World, so
yeah,
there's that. I got a name drop in there as well.
You win some, you lose some. I think was it some comments like, "I'm not sure who that helps." That's on PlayStation. Like, well, hang on, you've just hoovered up Activision Blizzard.
Yeah, not sure who that helps.
Yeah. Was there anything else from this podcast that caught you? Because I think that's the main points, weren't it?
Yeah, I think they were the main points that I noted as well. But not as catastrophic or massive as we thought it was going to be.
Well, I don't think we were going to expect it to be catastrophic, but the internet certainly did. It's like all Xbox fans were just like, "Oh, this is the end of Xbox. I can't believe we're doing this." It's just like, just wait to listen to what they say first. Come on, no need to jump the gun.
You know, gamers are reactionary.
Well, yeah.
I will point out, I think they did also mention they're looking to release 10 games this year. So
first party games, or just
from Xbox Studios.
Okay, that's roughly 1 a month until the end of the year then.
Yeah.
And we got Flight Simulator coming out next month.
Oh, I was expecting that to be towards the end of the year. Hasn't that always released in?
Is that Flight Simulator X? Was it? What was it called?
Just Flight Simulator 2024.
Oh. No, of course. They just put that in the year end on.
I was expecting it to be around October-ish. If it comes earlier, I'll be chuffed with that.
I'm sure we had a date for it. I might be thinking about something else.
Well, I'm sure you'll be playing your June expansion, are you? They've just released.
I've not got on that yet. I'm gonna, because I've already bought my ticket for the film. But I need to rewatch the first one. But anyway, that's another thing.
I need to watch him.
So,
should we move on to PlayStation then?
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
What are they doing?
Well, that's a good question. What are they doing? So you just mentioned that Xbox are planning 10 games. Apparently, according to Sony, they won't release any new major existing franchise titles before March 31st next year. Which
that's a long way.
Is it though? It's only just over a year. You know what?
It is, but like, have we gone a year without at least one Sony PlayStation Studios exclusive?
Well, shall I read what the president said? So this is Sony President Hiroki Totoki. I love that name. He said, regarding first-party software, we aim to continue to focus on producing high-quality works and developing live service games. While major projects are currently under development, we do not plan to release any new major existing franchise titles next fiscal year, like God of War Ragnarok or Marvel's Spider-Man 2. Now, I wouldn't expect God of War because they've just come out with the Valhalla DLC thing.
Mm-hmm.
And I wouldn't expect anything Spider-Man related. Anyway. Because that was only just relatively recent as well.
True. I mean, you can expect maybe a bit of DLC, perhaps.
Yeah. No, I don't know, but I don't think it's that bad. I mean, I would have. If anything was going to come out relatively soon, I would have expected it to be like the Ghost of Tsushima sequel. I think that time where you would expect a sequel to happen would have happened by now, I think. But obviously they're coming out with a Rise of the Ronin, aren't they? So I can understand it to push that back, or they've moved.
Yeah, you want to give that game time to breathe, and then also the people that want to play that enough time, and then
we
move on to Ghost of Tsushima.
They aren't developing Rise of the Ronin, are they?
No, but I mean in terms of the type of game.
No, but they just don't want to clash with it, I can imagine.
I don't think that's ever stopped anyone. I mean, you've seen how EA would like with Titanfall 2 and then Battlefield.
Yeah, but they've been heavily advertising Rise of the Ronin, haven't they? So you don't want two similar games. It's like it's all been in their state of play and all that, isn't it? So
we've just had the Last of Us Part 2 kind of PS5 upgrade as well, so there's that to play.
I said, the backlog's big enough as it is. I can deal with not having a first party game. It's fine. It's just interesting that they've come out and said that there's going to be nothing.
I suppose it's to fan any flames before it starts getting any bigger.
Well, yeah, but also maybe next year will be fantastic then.
Yeah,
saving all the. It means that you can all get better in the future, can't
it? Is what I'll say though.
When are we supposed to be getting the Wolverine game? Is that next year?
That is... Well, have to be, won't it? If they've come out and said it won't be this year. It'll have to be after March then, going to him.
Yeah.
So...
Do we think that might be the next first part game?
It could be.
Is that the other one?
It could be, unless someone surprise drops something very soon. The only way I can think of is Wolverine. I mean... Last of Us Part 3 is only a concept at this point.
Yeah, that won't be happening.
I can't see a God of War unless they suddenly come out with like a spin-off. Something akin to Insomniac.
Well, particularly after Valhalla's just released. I can't see that happening next year.
Who else is like a big Sony... I can't think of many others.
Horizon 3? Don't think it will happen, but...
When did that come out? 2022, was it? Forbidden West.
I want to say before that, but I don't know.
Could be 21.
Uncharted? Doubtful. Ratchet & Clank?
Well, saying that, we've not had a Ratchet & Clank game since launch, so there's that. Funnily enough,
towards the tail end.
Horizon Forbidden West came out the 18th of February 2022, so it's 2 years old today.
Oh, well, how convenient that is.
Yeah.
Happy birthday, Horizon.
I mean, I could see a potential remake of a classic IP.
Such as?
I know Blue Point.
I thought you were going to give me something.
No, I'm not going to idea about being like Blue Point Studios hadn't worked on anything since Demon's Souls, and that was like a launch title for PS5. So, like, what are they doing?
Astro?
Could be.
New Astro.
I'd love to see a new Astro.
I can't see another one coming out though, because
why not?
They're just normally used as tech demos for whatever console or peripheral they brought out.
Then stop doing that and make a proper game.
Well, it doesn't mean that. Yeah, obviously, like I love it if they did it, but I'm just thinking like,
what could Blue Point work on?
Probably not.
I want a remake of Legacy of Kain Soul Reaver. If you don't know what it was, it's like a bit of a cult classic on PS1.
I want to remake some Mercenaries.
Yes, I would love that. Well, I mean, you could get Hell Divers. You can blow stuff off in that.
Yeah.
I'd probably just nuke myself. I think, did you send me a video of that, Matt? Like that person just nuking themselves or something?
He went for like a beacon point, and it bounced off something and sort of hit back right on him. So he's just running around with this beacon point and this.
Oh dear.
It was quite fun.
Yeah, that's definitely me. I'm like the bullet sponge. If anyone doesn't know, I'm just really crap at shooting games. The only shooting I'm good at's on FIFA. Well, EA FC 24. Yeah. I'd like a Burnout though. I miss a good old Burnout game.
You know, I've never played a Burnout game.
We don't.
You've not. Oh, you're missing out.
Burnout Paradise is good.
I was going to say everyone keeps talking about Burnout Paradise as being fantastic, but I'm never going to
It
play
is
it,
good.
to be honest.
One thing that I really liked about it is that if you had like the online version, people you could see in the overworld like driving around in cars, and if you managed to smash their car up, you got it added to your garage. So
Right.
yeah.
Pretty much.
So yeah, it
Nice.
forced you to ruin people's days and have your day ruined.
To be fair, there were a lot of
There's
people
not enough
trying to run the
toxicity in
update,
game,
so-
is this?
Yeah. Anyway, yeah, that's a good game.
Should we talk about Bandai Namco?
Ooh.
Because in more briefings, they had a financial briefing, Q&A, and they announced that they've cancelled 5 games,
Oh wow.
and they aim to have stricter quality control. So the exact wording is, disposal of work in progress was decided in accordance with internal rules regarding evaluation, and the online games and other products subject to this disposal were also implemented in accordance with these rules. We have also decided to discontinue the development of at least 5 other titles under development and have recorded a loss on disposal. In addition, since the second half of the previous fiscal year, we have changed our development structure, setting stricter standards for proceeding with development, narrowing down titles, and changing the method of recording development expenses. The associated technical research expenses for this were higher than expected at the beginning of the year. Due to the longer development period for games, the time from investment to payback is also lengthening. In addition to narrowing down titles, we are considering the best way to optimize our titles by classification, such as strategic worldwide titles and casual titles for light users. Business speak very much there.
Do we know what they've cancelled?
No, they didn't say.
No, it'll be
it's
like
been cancelled.
unconfirmed stuff.
So we don't know if it was new stuff or whether it was existing.
I was just
IPs.
thinking like it better not be that Dragon Ball game that they're working on.
I think that's probably too far ahead for them to cancel that.
Well, I think it's stuff that weren't announced.
Yeah, there's all sorts of games that get worked on that you'll never know that get cancelled as well. If like an idea is just not sticking or
Soul Calibur, is that
something's
them?
not going. Yeah, Soul Calibur.
Saying that,
Namco guys.
they recently brought out the Jujutsu Kaisen game, and that's absolutely getting trashed online. People are just talking about how lazy it is. Yeah.
Well, I know they published the Naruto games as well, I believe, and Dragon Ball.
Yeah. Well, I got Storm Connections for my birthday, and I'm liking that one so far. Normally do a good job.
They released Tekken 8 recently, haven't they?
Yes.
It's been well received.
Yeah. I heard it made quite a bit of money. They do release good games. It's just sometimes there's a bit of shovelware.
Well, yes. But there's nothing wrong with quality control. I guess we could do with a bit more of that in gaming nowadays.
I didn't realise how much they actually did. Just so much. Obviously, we've got Elden Ring and stuff. But
I heard some about that, actually.
Yeah, I think I was just about to say the same thing. So, yeah, From Software have just got the actual rights for it now, haven't they?
Yeah, they bought the IP rights to Elden Ring from Namco.
Yeah.
Which is interesting because you could interpret that as them potentially pulling away from.
Yeah,
well, I think Bandai Namco actually, I think they went into a deal with From Software to help publish Elden Ring. I don't think they actually own From Software. I think they're still independent potentially.
Possibly. I don't know.
Anyway, enough of that. We've got a bit of news from Nintendo. Not to leave those guys out. So, going to several separate sources, we may have a potential release date for the Switch 2.
Ooh.
God,
So-
enlighten us.
Liners. So there's been some rumblings, and according to Eurogamer, from what they've heard as well, is that they're probably looking at a Q1 2025 release.
Okay.
So
Stacked, because PlayStation are going to come out with all their games that they've been holding back on.
yeah,
and,
this is how we drown out Nintendo.
and we're going to get the Super Nintendo Switch.
Yeah, because apparently Switch has been telling, Nintendo, been telling publishers that it's going to come out in Q1 2025. That's where the rumours started. The private suggestion is that this could be allow more time for Nintendo to prepare stronger first-party software, which not a bad thing.
No. I always think Nintendo have quite strong launch titles, to be honest.
Yeah,
I mean,
generally.
I mean, whatever Switch, we had Breath of the Wild. I mean, arguably one of the biggest games today.
We had 1-2 Switch.
Yeah, I think Splatoon 2 was pretty shortly afterwards as well. So
Yeah, it came out a month or two after that one.
So
Well, so
yeah, I mean, I
A
was
Mario
happy
thing,
with it.
probably.
You're probably right on that. Mario Kart, maybe? Or was that
That came out a
about
little bit later.
a little bit later?
But don't you worry, it is going to be Mario Kart 8 Deluxe again.
Double deluxe.
Yeah.
Well, that's it. Why make something new when you just keep one thing and keep going?
Well, quite a varied. I'm just looking at the launch title list for the Switch. So we had 1-2 Switch. We had Just Dance 2017.
Oh, of course.
Staple. Breath of the Wild, obviously. We had Skylanders, Super Bomberman R.
That was decent.
Matt's favourite game.
Yeah.
Snipper Clippers. Or Snipper Clips. Snipper Clippers. We had Shovel Knight, Treasure Trove.
Shovel Knight, I think, is quite underrated. I enjoy that.
We have Fast RMX, whatever that is.
MX bikes, obviously.
Yeah, I think it's missing. I mean, obviously we got a Zelda, but it's missing a Mario game.
Sorry, like I said, Mario Kart came out shortly afterwards. So there you go.
Yeah. Will we be buying it at launch? I think I will.
Is the rumours
Depends on the launch games.
Is the rumours that it could be £100 more? That's what I read. It could be £100 more or $100, whichever way you look at it.
Yeah.
More than the previous one.
I think I saw a mention of it being around $400.
400, yeah.
Which I think, worked out about 100 more than what it. Or at least was here anyway. I think for us it was just £300 at launch.
Yeah. Well, unless you're me, I paid $350 for mine from CEX because I didn't pre-order, so I got stung with it.
I did pre-order and got that, and Breath of the Wild with it as well. So
I've always found it's not really necessary to ever get a console on launch. There's very few things worth playing at launch, I think.
But I think for the Switch it was the novelty
for me,
of the Joy-Cons and stuff.
Yeah, I think it was that. It was like a new Zelda. Like Zelda's always like one of the few franchises where I will buy it immediately.
And plus, it's a game that's going to take hours upon hours.
Well, that was it. It took me, I think, a good 80 to 100 hours to get through it. So I'm gonna get your money's worth.
Yeah. And I think I put about 60 into mine, and then probably a couple of hours of Matt's time beating the bosses.
Yeah, I think I put about 10 hours as well from Nathan. Maybe about 2 or 3. Oh, you gotta help brother out sometimes.
Yeah.
I just consider that cheating, but
it's not cheating.
Hey, you were the guy who was all like, "Hey, you can play how you want, even if it means the other guy plays for you. Play how you want.
Play how you want, not play how other.
If he wants me to play for him, then that's how he wants me to. He wants to play.
Mark, if it makes you feel any better, I did the second phase of the final boss, the easy bit,
Oh yeah, you did the easy part of it. I still.
I finished him off.
You dealt the final blow, so all right. Fair enough.
Yeah, and I watched the final cutscene.
Yeah, I watched the cutscene.
Yeah, I think I probably will end up getting on launch, but it depends what it does. Because I think one of the reasons why I think a lot of people adopted the Switch was not just for the gimmick, but there was just so much talk about Nintendo going downhill and like coming out of console market and going third party only. Do you know after what happened with the Wii U? So
Yeah.
I think a lot of people probably wanted to kind of get behind it and support it a bit more. But now we've got the third iteration of the Switch coming. Or it could be called something totally different. Be something new.
They need to get grips with how they name this next console, because the Wii U was the most confusing concept at all.
The Switch OLED
Like,
U.
Just don't complicate it. Just call it Switch 2. Let's just, there's no need to call it anything else.
PlayStation have got a good thing going.
Yeah.
It's simple.
No, I reckon they'll
There's
call it
plenty of
something
numbers
different.
available.
They'll call it something different. It'll be like new Switch.
It's just like Xbox.
They did that with
Don't get me
3DS.
Don't get me started on what Xbox is doing. Blimey.
Right, well, a few days ago, we had our 27th annual D.I.C.E Awards.
Woohoo!
I think this one's a little bit more like industry-led in terms of like voting and that. I don't think it's really up to the public on this one, which is probably why we don't speak about it too much. But I want to go for it anyway, because it's always nice to reward those who won for their
Regale
achievements.
us with the excitement of the D.I.C.E Awards.
Yes. So I'll go down through the list. So first up, we have outstanding achievement in animation. They call everything outstanding achievement.
Oh, right.
That's how their awards are.
So best
the-
animation, that's what we're going with.
Basically, yeah, best animation.
Best animation.
So, so the winner of that was Marvel Spider-Man 2.
Oh, I was going to say that.
Oh, do you want to guess? I can leave.
No,
you to guess
we'd be here
No?
all night if I did.
Oh, okay. Right. So we've got best achievement. Outstanding achievement in art direction. Combining the both of them. That went to Alan Wake 2.
I was going to say Alan Wake.
See, you do want to
Oh,
guess.
now you want to guess.
Now you want to guess.
Yeah, I know I do.
No, now I'm getting them wrong.
I'm just going to have to shout them quickly.
Yeah. Right. So now we've got outstanding achievement in character. So this isn't.
In character?
Yeah. So who is like basically like the best designed character in video games? Which is an interesting one.
Miles.
Bang on.
Whoa!
Got it. Oh, Spider-Man 2 went to Miles.
Why are we not
Morales.
doing predictions for these awards? I would have been like,
You're gonna just smash these, isn't
oh, damn it.
you? Right. So we got original music composition.
Baldur's Gate.
No.
Ah!
No, you're going wrong.
Darn it. Go on.
That also went to Marvel Spider-Man 2.
Oh, okay. Fair enough.
It's starting to sweep up here. We've got audio design.
Alan Wake.
Nope.
Spider-Man
Carry
2.
on.
Also Marvel Spider-Man 2.
Really?
It
Okay.
is sweeping up.
Okay.
We've got outstanding technical achievement.
Spider-Man 2.
Marvel Spider-Man 2, yes, they won. They're winning everything. Action game of the year.
Spider-Man.
Yes, Marvel Spider-Man 2.
Did these people only play one game?
Yes.
Well, two. Alan Wake as well.
Right. We'll go from here. Right. Adventure game of the year. No, it's not Marvel Spider-Man 2. All right.
Adventure game.
Hogwarts
Adventure.
Legacy.
Oh, silly.
Ouch.
Actually, I don't know if Hogwarts Legacy ended up in any of these. Oh no, there's a couple.
Alan Wake.
No. Where was that? It went to The Legend of Zelda: Tears of the Kingdom.
Oh, I forgot about that one. I
Right,
always
we
forget
talk
about it.
Forget about it, even though I put I put about 100 down. Anyway, family game of the year.
Pikmin 4.
Nope, not on the list.
That Nintendo one.
Spider-Man 2.
You're gonna have to be behaved now. That Nintendo one. Can you be a little bit more specific?
No.
Mario. That
No.
Mario.
Yeah,
Mario.
sorry, that Mario.
Well, you would be right. Yes, it was Super Mario Brothers Wonder.
Oh, of course.
Fighting game of the year.
Street Fighter 6.
Yes, 356 got that one. Racing game of the year.
I don't think it's going to be Forza, because that is a backlash. Or is it Forza? It's Forza Motorsport, isn't it?
It is Forza.
It is Forza Motorsport.
Yeah, it's just by his face, yeah. Well, I expected it, because, yeah, I know a lot of people are a bit iffy about that.
I'd have F099 got put in it. I would have loved it if that would have won, but can't win everything. Role-playing game of the year.
Baldur's Gate.
Yes, here we go. Baldur's Gate 3. Sports game of the year.
EA Sports FC 24.
No. Come on, we know those, don't we?
NBA 2K24.
Nope. It went to
Madden.
MLB.
Oh, the
show 23.
Oh, okay.
Not bad. Now we've got strategy/simulation game of the year. I'll give you a clue. It might be something you would like, Mark, based on the IP. We talked about it earlier.
Did we?
Yeah.
Help me, Nath.
Help yourself.
Ooh.
Yeah, sorry, that's mean. I'm trying to think of it myself, to be honest.
We spoke about it earlier. Oh, you really...
Give us another clue.
Sand.
Oh, June.
Yeah, there you go.
Oh, Spice Wars.
Dune Spice Wars, yeah. On that one. We have immersive reality technical achievement.
So what was
Basically, which immersive reality technical achievement?
that?
Spider-Man
VR
2.
game. Is that what we're with?
Basically, it's a VR game, yeah. But for technical achievement for it.
It's not going to be Beat Saber.
Horizon, Call of the Mountain.
Yes, Horizon Call of the Mountain on that one. Now you've got immersive reality game of the year.
Okay, I thought that's what we just did.
Nope, that was technical achievement.
Right,
Oh,
Call of
right.
the Mountain again.
No.
Beat Saber.
No.
What's that other game people
Job
keep talking
Simulator.
about? Oh, there's a game. It's got an R in it. Synapse.
No, Synapse.
Oh.
I'll put it out in misery. It's Asgard's Wrath 2.
No.
I think it won that at the Game Awards as well. Now they've not folded this one out, but I'm pretty sure I know which one won this one. It's the independent game or indie game. If you can remember what won it at the Game Awards, then you'll get it.
I can't
remember that far back.
I can't. Yeah. It's been a while since then.
I'll put that in misery then. It's Cocoon.
Oh, yeah.
Now we've got mobile game of the year. I'm going to tell you right now, I don't think you've heard of this.
Well, I was going to say
think I've heard
Genshin
of it.
Impact, but if
No,
it's
it's not
nothing we've
Genshin.
heard of, then
Not Genshin or Honkai. It's called What's the Car?
What the car?
Never heard of it before, but fair enough.
I've heard of What the Bat.
Oh, maybe it's relatable.
I think it's a VR game where your hands are baseball bats.
Cool.
I've seen that, yeah. Where you just go and
So,
smash
yeah,
the
that
foot.
actually sounds...
Yeah. You're trying to cook eggs and that kind of thing.
Okay, yeah.
Whether it's related, I don't know. Maybe.
Okay, we have got online game of the year.
Online game of the year. Baldur's Gate.
No.
Diablo 4.
Yes. Get before on that one. Outstanding achievement in game design.
Spider-Man.
No.
Oh.
Not here for once.
Baldur's Gate.
Baldur's Gate 3, yes. Baldur's Gate 3 won that one. Outstanding achievement in game direction.
Spider-Man 2.
Spider-Man.
Nope.
Baldur's Gate.
Even though it is that. It's Baldur's Gate again.
The comeback is on.
Finally, we've got game of the year.
Spider-Man 2.
I'm going to go, Spider-Man. I think, the way they've been gone, I'm going to go Spider-Man.
No. Wrong. They went with Baldur's Gate 3.
Well, they didn't know what they would. They couldn't decide between them, could they?
So all in all, Spider-Man actually came out with the most awards at 6.
How many did
Which is a
Baldur's
big
get?
too.
5, I imagine?
Baldur's was at 5, and then I don't think any others got multiple ones after that. It was all individual. Which is quite interesting, because I saw like Alan Wake was getting quite a bit at the Game Awards. So looking at how like D.I.C.E has gone, they've gone. No.
Yeah, I would have thought Alan Wake might have done a bit better there.
Interesting.
But speaking of scary stuff, shall we finish with one other thing?
Yep.
So do you remember at the State of Play recently, they showed off some of Silent Hill 2 remake?
Yes.
They did, yes.
So this is by developer Bloober Team. And to be honest, it had a bit of a mixed reaction. I don't know if you followed it online.
Yeah.
But following that, Bloober Team's very own CEO, Piotr Babieno, has come out and said that the trailer that was released does not reflect the spirit of the game. And he went on to say that the studio is responsible for the marketing side, i.e. Konami. So he added, "We try to fully reflect this romantic vision of the game that debuted 22 years ago. We think that when players see real gameplay, a real game, they will evaluate it in a completely different way." So the CEO of Bloober Team is unhappy with Konami, it would seem, by the way they're marketing the game.
I mean, I'm
They've
not
got a bit of history
surprised.
there,
Who is happy with Konami? So
Yeah. But yeah, I think it did look a bit clunky.
I think just for me, when I hear Silent Hill, things that pop into my head is like psychological horror, foggy town, you're going through dark lit areas, wherever it is, and there's monsters that come out and sort of scare the pants off you.
Yeah.
That trailer just seemed like a full-on combat trailer for a game that is not really known for its combat, which is why, for me, when I watched it, I was kind of a bit put off by just like, wow, they're really focusing on the combat elements for a game that's not really known for its combat elements.
Yeah, I think that's what this guy was alluding to. Is that I think it was actually called the combat trailer, which kind of
I mean,
says it.
It just like it didn't scream Silent Hill to me. I'm just like, whoever put that trailer together, like, really just didn't understand what Silent Hill is, which is maybe why there's a bit of a heavy hint over to Konami of like, right, who did this?
Yeah, it wasn't atmospheric, was it? That's kind of what you expect.
No, like the only atmospheric part of it was probably towards the end when you got like a little tease for Pyramid Head, and that was it.
But I think when we spoke about the State of Play, I think we spoke about most of it was just like battering people with pipes and stuff.
Well, that right, yeah. Them like mannequin-looking things.
Like the mannequins and like the nurses with no faces. I mean, you got to a point where like Nathan said he found it funny. It's like that's not Silent Hill, is it? Like, you shouldn't be laughing at Silent Hill.
When you're like beating the crap out of something, like Silent Hill it didn't even seem like a survival horror game at all.
It didn't, did it? It's like, where's the survival part of this? Other than, I've got a pipe and just start swinging at anyone that's near me. He's a crazed person, let alone a scared one. Just, a weird decision whoever came up with that idea for a trailer.
If he's slagging Konami off, it's not going to go very well, is it? It's a bit of a worry.
Well, yeah, it's not good that like the team that you've contracted out to make this game is now slagging you back for making this god awful trailer.
Konami don't really do themselves much favors, let's be honest.
No, it's like pretty much every bad trope in gaming over the last, more than a decade, they seem to kind of go into. Like when NFTs were a thing, they jumped on that.
God.
And all sorts. Microtransactions, let's jump on that. Yeah.
It's a bit unfortunate because I do feel like they've gone a little bit of favour back. Like you've got the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles games that have come out and been received very well. Now I've run out of ideas. There's something else in my head. There was something else that it did that was seemed in favour. Well, I was gonna say the Metal Gear Solid collection, but I think even that got panned.
Oh, that did go down well. We've yet to see how Delta turns out.
Yeah, I mean, we got a couple of like in-game looks there, and it, for the most part, it does look good, but I need to see more before I get convinced.
Well, I think that's all we have time for today. Thanks, guys. We'll be back next Tuesday. You can also follow us across social media. Find Joking Dolphin on YouTube and Facebook, as well as on Instagram and Twitter at Joking Dolphin. And you can visit our website at jokingdolphin.com. Until next time, thanks for listening. Goodbye.
Take care.
Goodbye.